We often live as if our life is moving toward a final point, a moment where everything settles, where we become complete, where we can finally say, "Now I've arrived." But what if that idea itself is an illusion? What if completion is not the nature of life at all? What if life is not something you finish, but something you continuously pass through? We are taught to think in goals: graduate, get a job, build a career, reach stability, achieve success, find happiness. Each goal quietly promises the same thing. After this, you can finally relax. But notice what actually happens. When one goal is reached, another appears. When one problem is solved, another replaces it. Not because something went wrong, but because movement is the structure of life. A river does not aim to become still. Fire does not aim to become cold. Life does not aim to become complete. Completion belongs to objects, not to living things. Living means changing. Changing means passing through. So when we say completion and arrival are illusions, we are not saying effort is meaningless. We are saying effort was never meant to end. This understanding changes how pressure works. Many people feel exhausted not because they work too hard, but because they believe they are supposed to be finished by now. Finished with insecurity, finished with doubt, finished with confusion, finished with searching. But a finished human being is not mature. A finished human being is no longer alive. Growth does not move in a straight line toward perfection. It moves in cycles of clarity and uncertainty, confidence and humility, strength and vulnerability. Passing through these states is not a flaw, it is the process. When we believe in arrival, we treat the present as something to endure, a bridge to somewhere better, a sacrifice for a future version of ourselves. But if life is made of passages, then the present is not a bridge. It is the place where life actually happens. Your current phase is not a mistake, not a delay, not an unfinished version of something else. It is a valid chapter on its own. In business, this idea is especially powerful. Careers are often designed like ladders: upward, predictable, final. But real careers are closer to landscapes than ladders. They have turns, plateaus, reversals, and detours. You move not because you are not enough, but because time is moving through you. A role is not your destination. It is one station where you learn something specific. Then you move on. When people confuse a station with a destination, they cling. They fear change. They protect status instead of developing depth. But when you understand life as passage, change becomes continuity rather than threat. You are not losing yourself. You are expressing a different part of yourself. This also changes how we define success. Success is often imagined as stability without motion, a state where nothing important needs to change anymore. But a stable life is not one without change. It is one that can absorb change without breaking. That kind of stability comes from flexibility, not control. Think about how much anxiety is created by the idea that this decision will define everything. But if life is a series of passages, then no single choice carries that weight. Each choice opens one door, not the entire building. Some doors teach you speed, some teach you patience, some teach you restraint, some teach you courage. None of them are final. This perspective also softens how we judge ourselves. You are not behind, you are not late, you are not unfinished, you are in motion. and motion cannot be measured by the standards of completion. We often compare our middle to someone else's highlight, their result to our process. But process is what life is made of. Results are just moments where we pause to look around. Even happiness fits this pattern. People imagine happiness as a destination, a permanent emotional state. But happiness is not a place, it is a visitor. It comes when conditions align and leaves when they change. Trying to freeze it only creates disappointment. A life of passages allows happiness to arrive and to leave without turning either into a crisis. So when we say, completion and arrival are illusions, life is a continuous series of passages, we are not removing meaning, we are relocating it. Meaning is not found at the end, it is created in movement, in how honestly you act, in how attentively you choose, in how responsibly you handle what you are given before it changes again. This is not a philosophy of resignation, it is a philosophy of participation. You are not here to finish life, you are here to engage with it, to respond to what appears, to learn from what disappears, to pass through each phase with awareness. And when this phase ends, you do not ask, was this everything? You ask, did I live this part fully, knowing it was not meant to last?